had a conversation with Cody and Robyn and my accountant showing them, this is how I've contributed. And after that, he was like, oh, okay.
We all helped pay for Meri's house. Listen.
Okay, just being a bit controversial. Personally, I feel like if Cody and Robyn are not going to answer any questions at the tell-all, then they shouldn't be on the show. That's it. Or they shouldn't be paid by TLC, because what's the point of paying them if they're not doing the job that they're being paid for? For them to have selective memory every single time doesn't make sense. And I'm happy that Janelle and Christine are unleashed and they're speaking their truth. I wish Meri could do the same. For Robyn to make it seem like she and her husband are victims, I don't get it. You can actually see where they've been practicing their answers, because Cody, at times, he catches himself, especially the question about Leon's school fees. That was interesting, because suddenly he started talking about paying for Meri's house. He didn't talk about Leon's fees. And it's like, so who paid Leon's college fees then, if you're saying that Meri didn't contribute to the family, or she took money from the family just like the rest of the group? Anyway, hey there, thanks for stopping by. Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe, click the like button, turn on the notification bell for when I upload new videos, and definitely leave a comment. In this episode, I'll be reviewing Sister Wives, Season 19, Episode 28, Part 3 of the Tell-All. One of the saddest parts about watching Sister Wives, the tell-all, is you get to see where people have been rehearsing their answers, because when they forget the response that they're supposed to give, they shut down, and Cody did it a couple of times, especially when they were talking about the monies, because there's this back and forth about Coyote Pass, the fact that it hasn't sold, and there is mistrust amongst the family members. And then they show the clip of Cody telling the realtor that, you know, I can sell without their permission, because at the end of the day, his name was on every single lot. You have Janelle say Cody always gets away, or he always comes out better in every deal that he goes through. And that's the truth, though. That's the truth. Because at the end of the day, they sold Vegas, they came to Flagstaff, and suddenly the person who entered the family in debt ended up being the one with the biggest house out of all the family members. Yes, Christine had a house, but Christine's house paled in comparison to Robyn's house. And yet Meri and Janelle had been in the family since the beginning, and they'd been working and contributing to the family, but they had nothing to their name because all their money was sucked up into Robyn's house. Cody then tries to justify, to say, you know, there were some people that were in debt, and people were using whose money to pay, you know, left's money to pay right's money to pay left's money. He wouldn't come out and say who was in debt, but we all know Robyn was in debt when she entered the family. There's this conversation about Coyote Pass, and you can see that I get where Meri is coming from, that she can't trust any person in the family because she's been told so many things. She doesn't know who to believe. Yes, I get that. But at the end of the day, Janelle is the one who stuck up for her more than the other two people left in the family. So the idea that she would sort of question that, I don't get it. They spoke about contributions to the family, and apparently it seems Meri at one point had to get her accountant to sit down with her and Cody and Robyn to discuss how much she had contributed to the family. And it's like, if everybody's throwing a fit that Meri is spending money left, right, and center, why is she getting the same as everybody else? Why then are we refusing that she didn't contribute to the family? Make it make sense. If she contributed just like everybody else, why then are we questioning how she spends her share of the money that she paid into, the pot she paid into? Janelle, same thing. Why should she be living in a trailer when someone is living up on a hill in McMansion? I don't get it, because at the end of the day, the person in McMansion is the reason why they all moved from Vegas, is the reason why they all were left in that place whereby they don't own any property, they don't have any money, and they're now running around like headless chickens trying to sort of find a way to pay their bills, or find a way of untangling themselves financially from this man. And for Meri to say that she paid for Leon's school, she did tell us that she paid for Leon's college, she paid for Leon's car. And Cody, when he was asked, that's when you saw he was lying. Because he was asked that Meri said she contributed to the family, irregardless of the fact that she had to pay for her own child's schooling and her own child's, everything the child needed. And then he went, oh, we paid for Meri's house. No, you were asked about Leon's schooling. Who paid for Leon's schooling? And I'm surprised Suki didn't pull him back on it. She should have asked him to say, I understand what you're saying, but when it comes to Leon, did you pay anything towards that? I don't get why he's getting away with it. Christine is right to say he's selfish. Meri is right to say he's selfish. Janelle is right to say he's selfish. Because at the end of the day, he and his wife were left in a way better position than everybody else. I don't get Robyn's selective memory. I really don't. And I think Janelle is right to call Cody a narcissist because he has been a narcissist in this marriage. Well, she didn't call him that because she said she's not a diagnostician. And I can't call him that because I've just got basic mental health training. I don't have, I haven't gone to study mental health so that I can sort of say, yes, definitely he's got this mental health disorder. But at the end of the day, yes, he love bombed these women. Yes, he did. Every time he wanted something for someone, he would love bomb the one he wanted it from. You get what I mean? As in when he wanted Meri to relinquish her legal marriage, he love bombed her and she believed that he was coming back. So she then gave up her marriage thinking that he would still stay. And once he got that, he packed his bags and left completely. So I get why Janelle is saying, there's narcissistic tendencies and also that there is this sort of love bombing that has been taking place. And lack of self-awareness also is a problem in this relationship. As Christina said it, that Cody lacks self-awareness, he lacks accountability, he can't take ownership of the mistakes that he's made in his marriages. We get to see clips of Christine sucking David's face, according to Cody. They are in love. Christine is finally getting what she's always wanted. Yes, the ladies were right to say, he knew Christine wanted affection and adoration and he took that away from her. He knew Janelle wanted financial independence. He took that away from her. He knew Meri wanted to be loved, valued and cherished and he took that away from her. He used it as a way of control and as a way of punishment to get his wives to do whatever they wanted. And because Robyn and he were on the same wavelength, he never had to do that. And sadly, one day she is going to have to face the music when he starts doing that. I love the fact that, you had Janelle say, she loves... Well, she's minimalistic about her PDA and same as Meri. Then Cody tried to blame Janelle for not having PDA with the wives because there was this conversation, which makes sense in the sense that Cody was never in the best of places with all his wives at the same time. So for him to be sort of displaying affection to one wife while he's fighting with the other wife didn't make sense. And I get it. And I understand why the OG3 decided that it was something that was not going to be acceptable. And so for Robyn to say that, oh, I didn't get a vote, I was just told that this is how it's going to be. And it's like, who told you? She refused to name who told you, who told her, which tells you that it is a lie, Your Honor. It is a lie. Because if it was true, she would have owned up to say, so-and-so told me. What are they going to do to her? Nothing. They've left this man. So at the end of the day, she could have spoken her truth, but she was telling fibs. Meri also agreed that the OG3 more agreed that yes, we didn't, show affection just because we knew, out of respect and how the other wives would feel, whereas somebody else like Robyn, who was self-centered, didn't care how the rest of the wives felt. And they spoke about Christine kissing David. David said he loved it. This is something Christine wanted from her partner and he's happy to give it to her. And apparently this is one of the reasons that made them realize that yes, they could do this for life. And so I love it for them. I really love it for them. And I also love that the other Meri and Janelle are sort of looking at it and saying, this is what I want in my new relationship. This is what I don't want. And good for them. They deserve to be loved the way they want to be loved. They should not have to put up with this man and his crap. And for Cody to say, oh, the last time Robyn and I tried to show affection, we were punished for it. True love should be worshipped and it should be adored. It shouldn't be punished. It shouldn't. Ma'am. No. You know exactly what you're doing. You know exactly what you're saying. You and Robyn try to rub your perfect relationship in the other wife's faces. That's the truth of it. So please, can you take several seats? We're not here for that nonsense. It's really sad. watching Cody and Robyn try to rewrite history, because they talk about Meri leaving and Robyn sort of, well, we're shown a clip of Robyn coming and sort of bringing that present, that book or whatever that scrapbook that she brought for Meri, and sort of the reaction to that. And you have the conversation between Meri and her friends. I love that Christine gave them kudos because she really complimented the friends and said they are amazing. They really see the things that Meri should see. And I'm happy that Meri finally decided to leave, because these women were with Meri for over 2 decades. So they saw how she was treated firsthand, heard some of the worst things said about her firsthand, said some of the worst things about her. And so they know where Meri was coming from. And if you can have people that have been in that situation sort of be cheering for you for leaving, that says a lot. Yes, Robyn, I don't get why Cody is saying, oh, you know, Jen is jealous because she wants to be Meri's best friend. Robyn is a safe space for Meri. No, she's not. She's not. The reason why Meri and Jen were able to be best friends was because your wife was not available. So the audacity to suddenly think that your wife is a better friend for Meri than Jen doesn't make sense. That shows that narcissistic behavior that Janelle was talking about. And for his wife to not recognize that you came into the family being best buds with me, the legal wife, and we agreed that we're going to work on our sister-wife relationship. We're going to be the best friends. We're going to support each other through this thing. And then suddenly you turned your back on me and carried on into the sunset with your husband. I don't get what she doesn't get. How would she expect Meri to want to be friends with her? She's in a totally different situation as compared to Christine and Janelle. Christine and Janelle have left Cody, so they don't have Cody sort of as something that bonds them. Yes, they have a bond with Cody because of the children that they created with Cody, but that's it. So the audacity for this woman to think that Meri, after leaving Cody and after everything they put her through, she's going to want to be best friends with her is a bit delulu. It's a bit delulu, I'm sorry. This tell-all for me, I don't know how I feel about it. So they showed us a clip about Janelle and sort of Christine talking about, you know, Cody and the rack and him being selfish and not wanting to sort of give it up to his wives. And then Cody's asked and he starts to make it seem like, oh, we went, you know, in a 4x4, whatever, sedan. And it's like, Cody, don't lie. Don't cheapen your relationship with this woman. Remember, you had children with her and those children watched the show. How do you expect them to feel when you talk like that about their mother, when you're sort of belittling and sort of minimizing your relationship with her? For Robyn to say, I don't understand why these wives always have a problem and they're always comparing, I think it's petty. That's because she has benefited from the shortcomings that the other wives have had to put up with. That's the truth. Everybody else has had to put up with scraps while she got the whole full plate. And so the idea that she doesn't see it as anything special, it makes sense. Meri, I don't think, understood what was being said. I don't think she understood that it was a joke. I think she sort of saw it as a reality or as people having nothing else to do. I don't think Christine and Janelle were talking in sort of with malice. I think they were just explaining an observation that they had made, that David was a completely different human being to Cody. It wasn't them sort of comparing to say, oh, you know, we're going to embarrass him or whatever. This is what this man does. They're just calling him out on his crap. And if he sees it as them constantly comparing, then that doesn't make sense. The idea that he thinks Christine is always comparing herself to Robyn, I don't get. Christine has her own husband. She is bitter about the fact that you wasted her time and you said all that crap. Prior to you saying all that crap, she was fine. When you started saying crap about her, that's when she started having a problem with you. So please be honest and tell the truth. Anyway, thanks guys for watching. Please don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. And click the link in my video to watch my review from part 2 tell all. Bye guys.